Hey guys, what's up? It's Everseen here. And today I got a guide on a little bit of war. And basically, this is how to become a warrior through trapping. And I really think that trapping is the best way to get points, get kills. It's just very easy, and all you have to do is heal. Defense has a really good advantage in this game where you can literally just let other people die attacking you, and then you just heal. So to start this thing off, you kind of want to figure out what trap castle you want to be, like what type of troops. So you can either be infantry, cavalry, archer, or siege. I would personally never do siege. The other three are viable right now. If the game changes a bit, maybe siege will be better. But for now, as of right now, it's not good. But for me, I'll be showing you how I built my infantry trap. Just because infantry has been the strongest troop for a very long time. And I actually believe that it's the easiest and the cheapest, especially for players that don't use money. I think that infantry is definitely the cheapest, and I would pair that with probably cavalry. You could do cavalry, but I really think that infantry is completely the best because infantry just have so much HP, and it's really like people are hitting a brick wall when they hit an infantry trap castle. So the next thing I want to say is that you're going to want to be in the C22 to C26 range to really start trapping effectively. That's when you get T8, T9, and then of course as you progress, the troops get better. My trap castle, when it was at its best, when I built a brand new one in Kingdom 383, it was actually, I think, 300 and something percent statistics in about a couple weeks, and it was C26, so that's when I had T9 infantry. So anyway, I'll go over just what's the best way to build. So the first thing you want to focus is equipment, and I've got this castle in K92. This is an L2 that I actually took that was in pretty rough shape, but I over a couple months made it better with like Tournament of Kingdom events, the regular maintenance. Now it's so easy to get equipment pieces and resources that it's really easy to build trap castles, and it's especially way easier in a newer kingdom. I found that playing in a newer kingdom, I had heroes to 120 in a matter of days instead of months. So the first thing you want to focus on is steel. So a lot of new players are not going to know this, but steel is the most important thing. If you have wishes in your Fountain of Fate, you should be always wishing for steel. I can't stress this enough because yes, you will run out, and you might not run out for a while, but when you do, it sucks because you're not able to progress your statistics and you're not able to make your equipment better when you know that you could. So it's better to just wish for it now and worry about it later. So the next thing I want to talk about too is jewels, and right now I have all about 5 to 6% jewels in all of my equipment. I'll just show it right here real quick. So on this castle, I decided to break everything else and just focus on infantry jewels. And right now, of course, I've stockpiled a bunch of different ones just because I haven't really been playing this castle at all. So I kind of just open stuff. But infantry is going to be the main focus because that's what my trap is, and that's where I want the statistics. I don't want to have jewels for another troop type when I don't even have them in my castle. And that's another thing too, is you want to keep whatever statistic you're buffing or making strong, you want to have that troop pretty much only, because if you have, say, 300 to 400% infantry statistics, and then you have, let's say, 500,000 infantry in your castle, but then you have 1.5 million archers in your castle, well, the archers are going to steal all of the kills, and your archer statistics might be 100 to 200%. So you're essentially making the worst troops in your castle do the most killing, which makes absolutely no sense, and I can't stress this enough that you do not want to do that. So if you're building troops in a trap castle that have no correlation with your stats, I'd recommend that you stop doing it, or you build them and you hide them, and a way of hiding them would be like in a banner, in a building. Like in KVK, you can shield the buildings, so you might as well just put them in the banner, and that way they're safe and they're hidden and you can actually trap effectively. So another thing you want to prioritize is your gear resets, and this is also something I can't stress that is super important because it is a really big boost in stats, especially when you get up to this range where you have the level 50 gear. Like as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces level 50, and the last one is upgrading up to level 50. As you're starting out, I would recommend doing the weapon. If you're an infantry trap, that is, you would do infantry, or you would do the weapon, then you would do the helmet, and that's for, the weapon is for attack, the helmet is for HP, and then the body piece is for infantry defense. So if you wanted to do other types of trap castles, like here's archer defense, you would want to do this first. It's all about what trap castle you own. So for me, infantry was the most important, so I wanted these 3 pieces as high as possible, as soon as possible. And that goes for strengthening too, because you can upgrade them really high, but really the bread and butter of your stats are going to be from your strengthening of those pieces. So as you can see, the boots here, they're level 50, but I've only got them strengthened to 15 because it's not as important as getting the other 3 pieces upgraded. And now, with the resets being said, you want to basically prioritize resetting your equipment every 5 levels. So say if your equipment's level 20, you can reset it, but from 20 to 24, it's going to be the same stats until you get to 25, and then you'll get a boost in stats when you reset the equipment again. And realistically, if you're making a trap castle, I would focus just these 3 pieces and get them to level 50 as soon as possible, because once you can get them to 50, what you can do is you can buy a reset stone, like an infantry blessing stone, and use it on your equipment, and it'll actually give you all infantry stats, as you can see right there. It gives you all infantry, and that's super important because that just boosts your stats astronomically. And especially when you have 6 level 50 pieces of gear, you can get about 40% stat to every single stat, like attack, defense, and HP, like super easily. So the next thing I want to talk about is research. Of course, when you're building a new trap castle, or when you're building a trap castle, because I know I did this in K383, is I just went full infantry. I just went all the way infantry, and I didn't really research anything else because there was no point. And really, I recommend that you do the other stuff later once you start branching out to different troop types. It's just important that you build what you have, you know what I mean? Don't build for something in the future when you can build for what you need right now. I also wanted to add that defense research is super important, not just military in the Institute. The defense tab has a couple of points called arrow slits and merlons, and it says increases the defense bonus to defense troops, increases the attack bonus to defense troops, but it's really not concrete like the military tab where it says 3% for infantry attack, 3% for infantry defense. So a lot of people don't know that actually these stack a lot of stats onto your castle. I can't really remember if it's just 20% to all troops, attack and defense, but it's a lot nonetheless, and you should definitely prioritize getting these if you're going to be a trap castle. And really, the stats only work while defending your castle. And now, another thing that I want to talk about is books. So a lot of people have a misconception about skill books and how to actually place them on the heroes. Some people say split them 50-50, like have level 15 books on a hero and have level 15 on another hero. But really it all comes down to which hero is better than the other ones that you have. So Steel Shaper, for example, a yellow hero, and then Rafe is another orange hero that you would use. Oged is another hero that you would use. This is for infantry. Rhinoc is another one you would use. Typically at the start you're going to want to use Rhinoc and Rafe, and then once you can get Oged, you want to be using Rafe and Oged. And then now that Oged is buffed, I really don't see a use in Steel Shaper, to be quite honest. Even though he gives better percentage for books, I find that Oged actually gives double the percentage. Like if I look at peak status right here, Oged gives 80%, and then Steel Shaper, he obviously buffs all troops, so it's going to be way lower. So when you look at the peak, it's actually only 44%. So if you're an infantry castle, if you use Steel Shaper instead of Oged, you're pretty much losing out on 40% stats, like right there, which is huge. You want that. So I would recommend using Rafe and Oged, and then of course, as you like progress through the game, you'll build Jason, and then you can hopefully use him, and then maybe even build Gideon up to 80. But now that Gideon's been kind of nerfed a little bit, I don't really think he's useful until about 100. Sadly, because I used to use him all the time and Steel Shaper, and I was a really hard trap to kill. So now, since I talked about equipment, I should probably talk about how to get the pieces way easier. Right now I can show you too, since there's an event on, but this is just an example of an event. It's called the Dragon Slayer event. It's actually not in this kingdom. I'll have to show it in another kingdom. So with this event, you can use fake Facebook accounts and basically just do the event by yourself. And that's what I did. I mean, I created a bunch of Hotmail accounts, took me 5 minutes, created a bunch of Facebook accounts, linked them with the Hotmail email, and then there you go. You've got 5 accounts where you can literally do this every time it shows up. And you want to do this because it gives you a lot of extra free pieces, plus it gives you a lot of steel. You get 75,000 steel, and in the beginning, that's actually a pretty huge jump. So you want to do that. There's other events that you can do. Another thing is when you get VIP 10, you can use the VIP store, and I'll show you right now. Like right now, I can buy steel. If I keep refreshing, hopefully I can get better better equipment pieces. So here, I'll show you. No, I can't get anything. I can get reset stones there. There's a forge stone. Sometimes you'll get keystones and a bunch of other stuff like strengthening stones, and it's just really good to do. And you could see there too, I had knowledge potions there. And another thing you're going to want to do if you're new is you're going to want to kill monsters for equipment and experience. So I'll just show you real quick. Like you're really going to want to do this because especially like the equipment pieces, but also you're going to want to prioritize the fact that you're going to get a lot of experience points, and experience points are just super good for your lord skills in general, and that's how you want to do it, because you'll get a lot of experience from just killing monsters, but you also get them for these quests. So as you can see, I beat all the monster hunting quests. It'll basically go up a tier, like kill 100, then kill 150, and so on. And then this one will be like kill 3, level 21, and then if you do that, you claim it, and then it says kill 5 level 21 monsters. So if you keep doing these, you get a lot of XP, and plus you'll be getting equipment pieces at the same time. So you're basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and it's awesome. So see, I get a reset stone there, I get a strengthening stone there. And so you're really going to want to prioritize stamina. Like it's super important. And if you can, and if you're able, I would buy stamina from the Alliance store, because that will just power you up so much more when you can just get way ahead of people in lord levels and equipment. So another thing I want to mention though with trapping is that it also comes with a lot of risk, because if you don't do it right and one mistake, you can really get hurt pretty easily, especially by some very big L5 players and stuff. So what you want to really prioritize is your embassy size, and right now mine's actually pretty small for this castle being L2, but you're going to want to research in this arcane tower, you're going to want to research the embassy percentage buff, and then you're also just going to want to upgrade your embassy as high as you can. And I recommend always having your embassy as high as it can be anyway, because if people are going to attack your castle and somebody just happens to see, say if you're offline and they could help, 9 times out of 10 in a new kingdom, if a castle is full of reinforcements, the person attacking most likely will just screw off and leave. So it's very nice to do that, because I mean it's gonna save your ass sometimes, and I've seen it even in the new kingdom that I played in. So it's very good to do this. So guys, now that you know how to trap just a little bit, doesn't it just make more sense to do this? It's just let people attack you, let them lose their troops, and then you just heal your troops. And the only reason why I really got into trapping is because of my defensive playstyle, and I just think that defense is so much stronger than offense in so many ways, and you just want to be that person that, like, in your kingdom, like, people don't want to attack you because they know that at any point if they attack you they could lose their entire dispatch. And you want people to kind of be scared of you, because when people get scared of you they respect you more, because they think like you're a better player, so I'm gonna respect this guy. And I did this in K383. I was actually able to build a trap castle to about 350% statistics in like 2 weeks. And it's kind of crazy to say that, but it was just a combination of everything, just the heroes, the skill books, the equipment, the research, VIP, everything all put together. And I'll just show you a report here at the end too, just of my L2 trap castle and when I first got it and started to improve it. So this was probably along some of like the first days of getting it. And so as you can see, I use Rafe and I use Rhinoc, and my books are crap, right? Like I have no good stats. I have like decent research, but it's really not that good. And as you can see, my stats are around 300%, 200% on HP. Like, you guys can do this too. Like, anybody in a new kingdom can do this. It's fairly easy. And I was killing T11 troops. So of course my castle doesn't have very good troops, but then all of the people reinforcing me pretty much just ate up the entire dispatch of that guy. And I just can't stress how easy it is to do this. Like, it's not rocket science, everybody can do this. And I did it in K383, and a lot of people were actually scared to just hit me in general, just because I trapped a few guys. I remember taking probably 100 to 200,000 of a guy's T10 from him just hitting me in probably 5 minutes. And really, when you're like 6 million power in your T10 castle and you lose 200k T10, that hurts you big. And when that happens to somebody, they pretty much learn quick. But you can fool a lot of people with trapping, and I really feel like if you want to progress, it's the best way, especially in KVK. I know being an L2 in an old kingdom, you can get the last chest and everything you want just being a trap, and that just builds and builds and builds, and you get rewards, you get medals, and then eventually you can just L3 just from trapping, and it's super easy. Like, it's really easy. All you gotta do is heal. All you gotta do is farm grain, get people to reinforce you, and heal your troops. So that's pretty much all I want to say about that. I hope you guys really start doing some traps, or I really start seeing more defensive players in new kingdoms. Sometimes you see like some traps in new kingdoms, but a lot of players are all about attacking, and they just think attacking is the only way to get points and get kills. But really, I think defense and offense is the way to do it, because if you got a good defense, and say if you're attacking somebody, you can trick people into attacking your castle, and you could be full of reinforcements with good heroes on your wall. You could be attacking a castle with like heroes that aren't good, and then somebody will attack you. Like, I've done it where I've attacked a castle with 30,000 cavalry, and it was a bad dispatch and the castle was empty, and I made it look like I was doing an attack, and the guy attacked my castle because he thought my troops were out, well, some of them, and then I killed him. So, and I killed about 100k T10 that time, and that was in the new kingdom I played. So anyway, before I start rambling, I just wanted to say thanks for watching the video, and I hope you guys get a little bit of value from this. And I'll be doing some more war guides soon. I find it's way easier to show tips and tricks in a live stream. So whenever I'm streaming, you guys can come check me out, and I can answer any questions about war. I love talking about it, and I find the psychological aspect is super fun, and just being able to trick people is really fun. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.